All right, next question. How do you get the most out of summer so that you end with something tangible you can include in your college application? Summer is right around the corner, so this is a great question to be asking. Summer is the single most valuable strategic asset a high school student has, and most of them waste it. Not because they're lazy, but because nobody gave them a framework for using it well. So here's the framework I use with every family I work with. Summer has to produce an output, not an experience, but an output. Those are different things. An experience is I attended a research program at a university. An output is I attended a research program and produces a 12-page literature review on antibiotic resistance that I'm submitting to a high school science journal. Same summer, but completely different emissions value. Here's another example. An experience is I volunteered at a nonprofit. An output is I volunteer at a nonprofit, documented the impact of their tutoring program on 40 students' reading levels, and wrote a policy brief summarizing the findings that I presented to the executive director. Same summer, completely different emissions value. And while what I just described as the output sounds impressive, it's very doable if you have that as a goal in mind. Now, the output doesn't have to be a published paper. A lot of people focus on that, although that's ideal, but it doesn't have to be that only. It can be a documented project, it can be a prototype, it can be a portfolio, it can be a presentation, a nonprofit with a founding story, a podcast with an episode archive, a written report, a video documentary. It can be a lot of things. What matters is that there's something concrete at the end of the summer that your student can point to and say, I made this. It exists in the world. Here it is. So practically, before summer starts, answer 3 questions. What is my student working on this summer? What will they have to show for it on September 1st? Who will know about it besides us? So this third question is underrated. External visibility, external validation I mentioned earlier, even small scale, could transform a project from a private experience, like a student project, into public credential. I use this framework with every family I work with at the start of summer because it changes how the student spends every week of those 3 months. Instead of drifting through a summer that was vaguely productive, they move through it with intent, with a target. And when September comes, they have something to show for it that actually belongs in their application.